Hey, what's up YouTube? It is finally some good weather here. I can kind of feel summer is right around the corner and it's road trip time. So let's get this started. Alright guys, I am in the Challenger V6 and I'm getting ready to head on a road trip here to Las Vegas. From Las Vegas, I've got some other small trips planned in between my stay there for business, but I'm going to take a couple of days of R&R. Okay, I just hit reset on this trip meter. As you can see, 4.7 miles per gallon because I'm just idling here, but 0 miles. I've got almost 15,000 miles on my 2021 Challenger here. Been great so far, so maybe a 15,000 mile review coming up soon, who knows. But in the meantime, here we are, we're starting off and off we go. All right, so from San Jose, where I live, all the way to Las Vegas is about 515 miles. So this road trip's gonna be well over 1,000 miles total. We'll see how we do on gas mileage and just any other observations that I have along the way. So obviously we're just kicking off here, and the Maps app is telling me that I'm gonna arrive just before midnight. So about 7.5 hours, it's telling me total drive time. Obviously it's gonna take me longer than that. That's assuming I don't stop. Right now I've got less than half a tank, so I'll probably update you at my first fill up. As you can see, this is a very pretty part of California. It's just a little bit east of Gilroy, California, heading over towards ultimately the I-5. So far, averaging almost 26 miles per gallon, and we did hit some traffic, kind of slowed us down a bit, but hey, it is what it is. So some areas of this road are just not very well maintained. I just hit a couple of potholes back there. Oh my gosh. About rattled the fillings out of my teeth. So this is what Highway 5 looks like. There's several main arteries that connect California top to bottom. Highway 99 and I-5 kind of run parallel, just a little, some distance apart here. Highway 5 is much more barren, as you can see. It's a long ways between gas stations and restaurants and so forth. So in the summertime, when it's hot, July, August, this is all dry. Right now it's nice and green with all the rain we've had. But we need to find some gas here. We need to find some gas. To say this is on E, oh man, 12 miles of range.
Still some overlap between the needle and the slash below the E.
How low are you gonna go?
Oh, I've been in the slash many times. This is nothing. You'll get used to it. Just put it out of your mind.
Wow. We just made it here to get some gas. Super low on fuel, but Challenger's doing great so far. Let me see what we got here. We are looking at a little over 108 miles underway, a little over 2 hours of driving, so we're kind of not even averaging 60 miles an hour, and that's because of that frickin' traffic that I ran into, which put us back a little bit. It says we're averaging 27.1 miles per gallon though, so that's gone up a bit, and that's cool. So let's get a fill up and get back on the road. Waste no time. Because we're in the V6, we can go with garbage gas. Let's do it. Oh, California, love these prices. Almost $5 a gallon for 87. Whoa, what do we have here? Look at this clapped out. That's crazy. You could just walk right in. There's like equipment back in there and stuff. The things you see on a road trip, crazy. That place is hash. Before I hit the road, I did have the tires rotated, oil changed. Gave it a once over, took it into the dealership. I like the local dealership, at least the service part of it, not so much the sales side of it. The markups are crazy. These roads, man. All right, back on I-5. Let's keep making some time here. I like it when that Borla's talking to me. Sounds good for a V6. All right, so while we're cruising along here and the light's still nice, for those that don't know, this is an all-wheel drive Challenger, so miles per gallon are slightly less than would be on a standard two-wheel drive. I bought this car in summer of 2021. I'll reference my other video where I talk about what I pay for this car. Since I've owned it, I've done the 3-year ceramic coating on the outside. Things I've done are mostly cosmetic. I put PPF on the front. I put some nice badging on the side that is not up badging, it's badging that is true to what this car is and what is on the rear spoiler. The little 4 symbol that identifies it as an all-wheel drive. I also put a catback exhaust on here. Love it. It's a Borla ATAC catback exhaust. I think it makes driving this car just awesome. That's really the extent of everything that I've done to this car, other than just drive it, enjoy it. It's one of the cars that I daily, and certainly when I go on road trips, I will take this car as well as my SUV. All right, we are clocking in at about 6:47 right now p.m. We still got a ways to go. It's a bit of a jaunt, bit of a journey out there. Got these guys riding my booty. Come on, man. All right, update time. It is almost 10 o'clock. I am coming into a town called Barstow, which is really the last major town in California before you end up in Nevada. Got about 360 miles on the trip here. The miles per gallon did drop. Coming up through a town called Tehachapi, you're going up some incline there. You're pulling some hills, and the MPG definitely dropped down to like 25.7. I'm sitting at 26.2 right now. Challenger's cooking along great, and making pretty decent time. So I'm about 5 hours and 33 minutes into my trip. Still have a ways to go. Under 200 miles though, so that's what's left. The old maps is telling me I'm gonna arrive somewhere around 12:10 a.m., so just after midnight. All right, we have pulled off. We're gonna get some gas and then hopefully get back on the road pretty quick here. Let's see if we can do a quick pit stop and pull the rest of this trip in. Get back to my podcast, which I'll tell you about in a second. All right, so road trip challenges here. First gas station I pull into, not only is it packed, but a bunch of the pumps that are open, that are available, all have error code on the pump itself, so weren't even working. So that was a problem. So I had to cross over to the other side of the road and come to a Chevron here and filled her up. So we're good. Made good time on that one. Just took a few extra minutes and we are back on the road, and we are gonna finish this journey off here. Real quick, when I do, everybody has their thing that they do when they're on road trips, what gets them through: music, podcasts, radio, whatever. I usually hit some podcasts at one point while I'm doing it, and sure, I bat around, I'll try some different podcasts here and there, but there's one podcast I always listen to and try to save them up so I can fill my road trip listening to them, and that is Sword and Scale. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out. It's an awesome podcast. True crime stuff. I love the true crime stuff. Really good, really well done, really good storytelling. Anyways, that's enough of that. That's my one little tidbit to you. Check it out. You might like it. All right, I'm gonna pass this truck here and rock this last 118 miles on into Vegas. Let's do this. Okay, update time. It is 11:41 p.m. I've got 484 miles behind me, and I'm literally getting ready to cross the border into Nevada here. And then from there on into Vegas. When I said last update, I think I said I had 118 miles to go. That was incorrect. Once I got going, I realized it was 130 miles. So Challenger's running great. The temperature dropped pretty good coming across the desert there. Got down to 31 degrees. So I don't know. I just being cautious. I popped it into all-wheel drive because, you know, I don't know. Maybe it hit some frost or something. Who knows? But I had it in all-wheel drive for a bit. So right now I'm averaging 25.7 miles per gallon. So it did drop my MPG down. 7 hours and 16 minutes so far. Boom, I'm in Nevada. You can probably see some casinos here popping up. And making decent time, People are hauling on this road, man. I mean, people are going. I've been going probably high 70s, 80, most of the way on the main highways here, which are like I-5, 58, 15. But people are blowing by me. If you've seen them over my shoulder here, people are going 90, 95. Crazy. Anyways, we'll be at the hotel here soon. So, pretty cool trip. Looks like about 7 hours and 40 minutes. Clicking on 7:39 right now and change. 515 and a half miles. All told, we're gonna hit 516 easy. Almost 26 miles per gallon average. Forgot to mention too, when I stopped for gas outside of Barstow, I could feel the wind, but I was surprised. It was pretty windy starting there, probably before Barstow, after Tehachapi. But I could feel the wind coming across the desert. So I'm sure the all-wheel drive at times, the hills I climbed, going 80 miles per hour, that's probably not optimal for gas mileage. And some of the winds probably kept this from hitting more like 27 or even touching on 28. But hey, 26, it says 25.9 right now is my average right to my exit. So, you know, that's pretty good, I think. Not bad. All told, uneventful trip. Challenger did great. So, you know, as I arrive here, that's half the trip. Vegas will be my base of operations as I do some other shorter business-related trips throughout the week. And then we'll be doing the same thing in reverse. It'll be interesting to see if I get different gas mileage going the other way. And what the time on the trip is. 7 hours, 41 minutes as I'm getting ready to go into the parking garage here. 516.9 miles. All right, Challenger did great. We are in Vegas. It's a little chilly, but that's what you get in the desert at night. Let me make sure I lock this bad boy up. Nice. Boom. All right, let's do this. I love Vegas, and not for the reasons that a lot of people like it. I don't hang out at clubs or party or do any of that crazy stuff. It's a 24/7 town with great food, and a ton of stuff to do. Check into one of these resorts and it's like a self-contained cruise ship. You got everything at your fingertips, so it's always a nice getaway. Vegas life, baby, Vegas life. All right, so clearly it is the next day and I'm out and about running a couple errands. Overall, feel good. 8 hours in these seats, no big deal. I have the heated seats, which is nice. So after you've been sitting for a while, you just kick that heat on, kind of relaxes the back a little bit. Obviously, you know, driving for 8 hours almost straight is can be taxing, but these seats are good, so they get my 2 thumbs up for sure.
Many tic-tacs later.
All right, guys, it is 8 days later. I am up at 6:25 a.m. I'm gonna grab some breakfast, and then we are gonna hit the road and head on back. Well, it's about 7:20, about an hour later, and we're just getting to the Chally here, so I was trying to get out by 7, but maybe that wasn't so realistic. Okay, let's reset this bad boy. Everything is reset. It is 7:23 a.m. in Las Vegas, and we are out of here. One thing I did want to note that I didn't coming out is that I've got 2 really heavy bags in the back. I had to pack for business meetings with heavier shoes and all this kind of crap. So all of this, just as a side note, it's basically like having 2 adults in the car for the trip, for the entire trip. So obviously that's going to play a little bit of a role in the MPG, etc. All right, well, let's see what happens here because I'm curious. I don't expect to make as good a time coming out because I did it at night, so trying to get a jump on it here, but let's rock this thing. Okay, update. I am barely 30 minutes out of Vegas. In fact, I'm just at the border of California here, and we have hit a massive traffic delay. And classic reason why people prefer to fly and not drive. I have no idea what it is. Makes no sense. It says it's over an hour delay, an hour and 13-minute traffic delay. Lane closure, there's a hazard in the road of some kind. I don't know what is going on, but we're just going, 1 mile an hour here. Friggin' frustrating because it's already, the Maps app is already, added, 45 minutes or more to my arrival time. So it's just part of the joys of driving. Okay, update. I am still sitting in this traffic. It is now 8:27, so a little over an hour since we left Las Vegas. I did a little bit of Googling for some traffic updates while I'm sitting here twiddling my thumbs, and apparently it's a pretty significant fire with a semi-truck. It did say it's a fatal fire, so that sucks. I don't know that as a fact. It's not like Google is 100% accurate on anything. Let's be real here. But that's what it says. So just patiently wait for them to clear the road up and let us pass through here. But it does look like 3 lanes are jamming down to 1. Yada, yada, yada.
Yada what?
Yada, yada, yada.
All right, so I got past that garbage, and of course, classic, get to the front of the incident. There's nothing there. It's all cleared off or whatever. I don't even know what was going on. So anyways, seem to be moving now. Of course, that delay really affected the miles per gallon. I'm below 20 now because you're just sitting there idling. 19.9. It was actually at 18.2 and has been climbing back up. So I'm only 61 miles out and it's 9:14 a.m. So almost, 2 hours, coming up on 2 hours, and I've gone 61 miles. So not good from an efficiency standpoint, and the traffic's fairly thick, which you can see here. So, all right, we'll update you in a bit. All right, update here. We are about 2 hours, 56 minutes in, so about 3 hours in. 21.4 miles per gallon. That hour-long delay really hurt that, just idling along. We've only put about 143 and change miles, not even averaging 60 miles per hour here. So we gotta pick them up and lay them down here going forward. Stop them for some gas, quick bio break, back on the road. All right, unfortunately, 5.39 a gallon really blows, but it is what it is. And by the way, as is typical with these California, Nevada desert regions that you cross, quite windy out. So I hadn't realized just how windy it was until I got out just now, and woo! So obviously that's gonna have an impact on, miles per gallon, etc. So back on the road. All right, doing pretty well here. MPG's going up. Out in the middle of Mojave. Check out this airplane graveyard over here. Look at all those planes, man. That is a crazy amount of planes. All kinds of planes out there, man. Almost every brand. Delta, United, see a Southwest. Crazy. All right, update time. I am sliding through Bakersfield, California right now. Challenger's up to about 23.2 miles per gallon. 270 miles behind us on this trip, 4 hours, 38 minutes. Now, on the other side of Bakersfield here, I will ultimately land on the infamous I-5. We discussed that coming down. Let's just put it this way, it's a lot of tumbleweeds between gas stations and restaurants. All right, quick update. I've pulled off here along I-5, little town called Kettleman City. I am 350 miles into this trip. MPGs are up past 24, going on 25. Almost 6 hours into this trip. Definitely gonna be well over 8 hours total, thanks to the delay. I don't really need gas here, but I need to stretch my legs and hit a bio break. I still have over half a tank, so I'll just top it off and that should get us home. Holy crap, guys. I just paid $6.76 a gallon. They are absolutely reaming Californians out here on I-5 because you got nothing else. Between fill-ups are just hours of nothing. Anyways, back on the road, and give an update later. All right, we are making our final highway exchange and winding our way to the last hour of this trip here. 444 miles in, 7 hours and 17 minutes, 25.3 miles per gallon. So the traffic has definitely been thickening up on Highway 5 there, 2 lanes, and it's just thicker. Couple of little dicey moments, nothing major to report. We're now going to wind our way through these hills here towards the coast, so going west, and going to ultimately land on 101. Hopefully no major traffic, because I just want to get home at this point. It's been a long day, but overall, no major issues. The Challenger's doing great, cruising along, getting that MPG up after that hideous start this morning in traffic. And these roads, you can hear the bumps. I mean, California roads in some spots are just terrible. All right, we will probably do one final check-in, maybe 2, and conclude this trip. It is right now 2:53. I expect to be home 4 o'clock-ish, Okay, I am less than 10 minutes from home, and you know, I'll wrap up with final mileage and timing once I get there, but a few final thoughts here driving the Challenger. Other than normal wear and tear on your body of just, you know, driving for, you know, what's going to be in excess of 8 hours. Super comfortable. I've used the heated seats, I've used the cooled seats here during this trip. No visibility issues, super smooth. Obviously no mechanical issues. Even with the Borla aftermarket exhaust, no drone in the cabin, you can hear it. It's really nice and quiet, and very nice place to be. Super roomy in here. I got my snacks all spread out to the side. Overall, very nice in the Challenger. And you know, it kind of made me think of, I was watching B. Mason recently, and if you're not subscribed to his channel, go do that right now. He made a comment that, you know, he's like, the Challenger is not a sports car. People want to put it into kind of this category of, oh, it's a sports car, compare it to the Camaro or the Mustang. He said, and correctly so, that it's really a grand touring car. And so I totally agree with that, and that kind of classification makes it perfectly suited to hitting the open road and just enjoying, you know, travel. I never hesitate to jump in the car and drive down south, out to Vegas, whatever, because I enjoy it. All right, I am back in my neighborhood here. Let's call it 515 miles for this return trip. 8 hours and 25 minutes, and that's it. That is over 1,000 miles in my 2021 Challenger all-wheel drive V6. And thank you for coming along, and we will see you on the next video. Take care.